right. It has been well over a week since I've been out here, which is criminal. But I'm out here on a Saturday. Unfortunately, that's probably the worst day to fish for me. I prefer fishing during the week when there's less people. But you got to do what you got to do. So I'm just gonna fish and see what happens. Starting off with the old trusty hair jig. Should start producing fish soon, if not today. But the bait's starting to bunch up on the points, which is good. So stay tuned. We'll see what we can come up with. It is, by the way, it's below freezing this morning, so it's a little chilly. I'm up here on the north end of the lake. That's the bait is just thick. Hopefully that will bring some fish around. Oh, there he is. Big old spot. On the old hair jig. Ooh, it's a nice one too. Boy, gotta love that. The old hair jig, nice chunky spot right off the bat. Love it. There. I just might run into another, you never know. Boy, that felt good. Man, the water is low, way low. So I'm just working my way all the way around this point. Jumbo spot on the little homemade hair jig. It's a nice one. Beautiful fish. As the water gets colder, my hair jig will get more and more effective. It works all year long. I like it this time of year, particularly. So I've kind of just been hanging out on this point, going back and forth. Caught one earlier. Man, there's a bunch of bait underneath me. My boat's sitting at 25 feet of water right now, and I'm casting out fairly deep. I caught him in a little shallower earlier. Oh, there he is. Ooh, another nice one. jumbo largie. The thing I like about this hair jig is it'll catch anything that swims. Check out the largemouth. Nice one. That's probably 3 pounds or better. So I can only fish for a little bit. I gotta go back to work tonight, and I'm exhausted. I haven't got any sleep, but man, it's worth it. Just had a feeling the old hair jig would work. Oh, jeez, I just missed him. Sometimes they'll whack at it, you won't get them. All right, I'm gonna go back out here in the deep water. There's a few fish. I believe the fish I missed was a striper. I don't think that was a bass. You generally don't miss the bass. Sometimes the stripers will kind of nip at it. So we've had some cold weather lately. And the bait is more relating to the bottom than it is the top. It was all on the surface. That's what makes my little jig here so deadly. I can get it down there, you know. I've caught fish 40 or 50 feet deep with it. Oh, there he was. Darn it. Man, there. Getting tough to catch. I got the whole lake to myself. Not another soul out here. I love it out here this time of the morning. So if you watch my channel at all, you know I fish a hair jig a lot. I've caught more fish on my little jigs than I have any other lure that I throw. It is my favorite way to catch fish. It's a multi-species bait. It'll catch stripers, crappies, white bass, walleyes, any kind of bass. You know, and it's effective. It really does work, as you can see. But we're just it works best here on Lanier in the colder months. So we're just getting into the good hair jig season. I've got a bunch tied up, and I'll be making more. My favorite way to fish. Man, I love being out here. This is good for me right now. I need it. Need to be out here. Oh, there he is. Oh, I love it when they hit that hair jig. Oh, it's another jumbo spot. I'm telling you. Beautiful, beautiful spot. Check them out. The old deadly little jig. I've been waiting for the fishing to start up like this. Jeez, they are hard to catch, boy. It's fun, I'm telling you. I love fishing a hair jig. It's another nice chunky spot. Beautiful fish. It's my kind of fishing. Complete finesse fishing. I'm using 8-pound test, spinning rod. So what's happening is they're chasing bait back and forth across this point. That last fish was kind of shallow. There he is. Oh, I lost him. Didn't get a good hook set on him. Fish there was a little deeper, so I keep saying that these fish are going to start bunching up on these points, and that's what's happening. So don't have to move much, you know. I can set on one point and catch multiple fish, which, you know, fuel is expensive. You know, if you've watched the channel at all, you know I recently had to take another job, a different job, pays less, hours are terrible, so it just makes it harder to come out and film like I used to. I will find a way though. It just does me so much good to come out here. I just love it. Man, I hate losing them. I had that one. Had him on. I'll catch some more here. So the objective is to make this little jig look like a wounded bait fish. We're experiencing a drought here, so the water level just keeps coming down. So most of the good structure is out of the water. So I'm fishing just subtle drop-offs, and once I get it about, I don't know, 15 yards off the bank, it drops off. Then I get it about another 10 yards and it drops off again. And I'm catching them on either one of the two drop-offs. Turn myself around, fish my way back across the point. Hopefully I can pick up another couple of fish here. And then I'll move on to another point and do the same thing. Sometimes the bite will be so subtle you don't even hardly feel it. I'm always watching my line. Sometimes I'll see my line just jump just a little, and I'll set the hook and there'll be a fish. So far, they've been hitting it pretty good though. A lot of times I'll catch fish on a point like this and I'll leave it alone for an hour, come back and catch them again. Oh boy. This must be a good one here. Ooh, it is. Oh boy. Wow. Big fish of the day so far. Still just working the same point. That's probably 3.5. That's a big old spot. I love it. Wow. Big old spot. Wow. Jeez. Now that one was in there kind of shallow. But like I said, they're chasing bait. They're moving bait back and forth across this point. And there is a little ledge on this point where it drops off, and once I bounce it off that ledge, they'll smack it. Okay, I know the sun is kind of at the wrong angle right now. I'm just still on the same point, working my way back across it here. Now the reason I decided to fish this point, I just call it fishing intuition. I didn't see anything on my fish finder. I did see a little bit of bait. But I just, you know, this time of year I'll just start hitting points and I'll find fish. Not every point's gonna have fish, but some of them will. Uh-oh. The thing I like about this lure is it will catch multiple species. Beautiful little striper. I will take it. Love it. Little fish hammered it. Just a little striper. If you followed my channel for a few years, you've seen me fish this lure a million times, and I've talked about the color a lot. You know, I use the brightest chartreuse I can find. Whoops. And the reason for that right now, sometimes a natural color is better, but right now there's so much bait. If you've ever seen a school of bait, there might be thousands of bait fish in a school. They're all silver. They all look identical. And I'm throwing something bright, completely different, because I want my lure to stand out. That way, if a fish is feeding, he'll target the, you know, something that stands out. Oh, there he is. Oh boy. I think this is another striper. Yeah. Love it. Another striper, but this one's a little bigger. A little bigger. Nice. Get my boat out a little more. See if I can catch another. Man, love it. Spots, largemouth and striper so far. 3 species. All right. I think maybe I can take my gloves off. I'm even gonna peel my coat off just so make sure you can hear me. I'm an equal opportunity fisherman. I like to catch fish. I just love the stripers. I love the bass. I love them all. I like to catch fish. I should have checked my hook. There he is. I'm not going to lose this one. I believe this is a spot. Nope, it's another small striper. Just a little guy, but I don't care, man. They are fun to catch. Just a little guy. Man, even those little ones fight hard. I mean, they are hard fighters. Well, I'm having fun. Oh, there he is. Oh, it's fun. I just love feeling him hit it. This one got a little, ooh, it's a big old spot. Just a jumbo. Wow. Just a good spot. Nice big spot. That's 2.5, 3 pounds. I believe I'm gonna stay in this area here for another cast or two. Boy, wow, love it. My kind of fishing. And I'm 99% sure I wouldn't be catching these fish if I wasn't fishing my hair jig. Another good spot on the old hair jig. Might be the best cold water lure ever. Another nice chunky spot. He's 1.5 pounds, but it's a nice fish. Well, I don't even need to. This one's not a giant. Nice little spot though. All right, so these jigs that I tie, my dad taught me how to make them years ago and how to use them. And there's an art to fishing a jig correctly. It's not the kind of lure you can just come out here, cast it out and reel it and catch fish. It just doesn't work that way. So it takes a lot of patience to learn how to use it, but you can see, I mean, they're just deadly. They'll catch anything. This is where this particular lure, this is where I believe being a musician helps me fish in this, because there's a rhythm to fishing it that's critical. If you don't get the rhythm right, you're not going to catch them. But once you figure it out, it is deadly. I mean, I'm talking deadly. All right, thanks for tuning in. Not bad for less than 2 hours of fishing. I'm heading in, gonna get some sleep, and I might be back out tomorrow to do the same thing. My little homemade hair jigs are my favorite way to fish. I catch a lot of fish on them. But thanks for watching. Give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and make sure you come back and watch the next episode. Thanks.